Hey guys, what is going on? It is Ando, and welcome to another story time with Ando. No, just kidding. It's like I said before. Like this is one of those things where we kind of go through what happened last week. And we put it in story format. Like it's. I think it's more engaging. It's funner whenever we tell it in a story form. It's not just like, oh, let's check off the box and let's kind of hit the things that we need to hit. So yeah, first and foremost, right, guys? Like I kind of want to keep you guys up to date with this as well. Um, we have additional drops coming in. For me personally, the regular energy just isn't worth it. I don't need Omegas. And I don't need Cal, Jedi Cal. Although I would also argue if you are farming for Jedi Cal, you probably don't need to do the hoarding for additional drops. Um, and then when it comes to like the other stuff, like for Zetas, right? Like I've got 102 now mats. Like I could always use more, especially when we start to talk about, and we'll go a little bit into what our future asks are going to be. But just be aware that we've got a lot of Zetas coming down the pipe. So it's not a bad idea to get anywhere you can, when you can. And then Chirotech, right? I've got plenty of Chirotech, honestly, especially this one since that's such a hard farm for me. Because it's such a good relic material node. I do have 772 of the computers. And I've got quite a bit of currency. It's sometimes hard for me to kind of keep up. Here we go. We'll buy some on stream as well. I usually buy these with the Mark III. Yeah, because I definitely don't need this. So yeah, it's one of those things where it looks like a lot, but honestly, they release like 2 to 3 characters, and this pretty much just diminished back down to 0. And so yeah, it goes quick. So I just try to stay on top of that. I've been in the Cairo crunch for so long that it's like, man, now that I'm kind of out of it, I'm ready to never go back. So it's like stun guns for me too. I think I probably still have like 2,500 of them, just because it's like I lived through those days where you don't have enough, and now I've got too many. So yeah, like I want Zetas, I want the 2 Chirotechs. So that's why I'm hoarding for this one, and I can still get my daily tickets here with the 3 refreshes, and even sometimes with 2, as long as I pick up the impacts for the computer, and then the impact for the web store. They give out free energy. I've been pretty good with that, and I haven't really needed to kind of go into that. I think today, yeah, I'm at 358 already. I just got a little bit of bonus energy. We'll kind of spend that right now. I usually end the night, it seems like, on 400. I wake up, and yeah, I usually have 80 or 90, I think, saved up, and then I can kind of spend that, and then, like I said, I kind of get my 600 that way. So yeah, but by tomorrow I should have the refreshes that I need to do to get those out of the way. So I'm excited. So yeah, like I said, we'll kind of get into the story time now. I'm Ando 90, part of Maw Vanguard of Disorder. Very good guild, if I don't say so myself. We hit 42 stars on TB, so I get about 1,000 crystals. I thought like 1,200, I think, crystals. From that. And I guess I should also say, last time I think we were like 6,000 crystals. I've now got up to about 10.5. And that came from TB and winning a few rounds in GAC, plus receiving #1 Fleet Arena. That's been huge. Still running the Plocron. He's been really fun, and like I said last time, right, he's a character that's near and dear to my heart. If you can, and if you really want your Plo to do Plo things right now, load him up with as much max health as possible. Everything else really just doesn't matter. Max health as much as possible, but just because the Kron, just gonna kind of give you guys where that's coming from, right? He gets a little bit of max health and protection there, so that's nice. But really, this is it, right? So whenever he deals basic, or when he uses his basic, he's always using his basic because he's always assisting. He's going to deal 25% bonus true damage, right? So it can't be reduced or anything like that, based on his max health. So you want his max health just through the roof as much as possible. Yeah, he's always assisting. He's really fun with both JML and the squad. Had a lot of fun with him over the the course of GAC and just in Squad Arena too, just watching him auto and kind of wipe things out. All right, so I am in Kyber 1, skill rating of 3747. I went 1 and 2 last week. I had a few near losses, and very normal for me, I'd say, especially in 3v3. I usually go about 500 or even sometimes less. And then 5v5 is usually where I pick it up. So 5v5 typical seasons, if you look at my history, like 7 and 2. 3v3, I'm usually like 5 and 4, 4 and 5. Sometimes I think I even had one season where I was like, I don't even know what it would be, like 3 and 6. Yeah, it was not good. But yeah, 3v3, I generally tend to check out a little bit more. Just the way it is. It's just doesn't really call to me the same way. Let's go ahead and check out what we've been working on. Now, I am almost 13 mil, guys. Like, I cannot believe I'm going to say this. In fact, I think I have 1, maybe 2 relic levels that I can move up. So it's going to be Morgan. Why? I do have the Great Mother Kron. Why also part 2. She is a requirement for Balin's Skull. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him first time around, but it's nice to just get these requirements out of the way while also getting a usable squad out of it. So let's go ahead and take her to 7. It's kind of my stopping point right now, just due to our signal data crunch right now. So I'm definitely looking forward to the bonus drops here that are coming, or the additional drops, because I want to spend that so that way I get my signal data back into check. So there we go. Yeah, so we spent all of our crystal hoard, right? We had like, I forgot how many thousands of crystals, and we're slowly building it back up, right? I think we were like at 6.7 last time we made this video. We're now at 10.5. But yeah, as you could see, our relic list kind of keeps growing, especially with the ones that we're working on. We're still farming. Shin was released last week. Kind of go into that a little bit more. But yeah, Night Trooper, he's getting farmed up right now. Naturally, 3 refreshes per day. It's enough for me to that's how I always keep a farming pattern with node farms. So hopefully we'll get him. I'm not in any super big rush. And Death Trooper is really the one that I want out of this whole deal. But he's obviously not free to play farm yet. Shin came out. I already add the Omni on her just because I know that I'm gonna want that someday. And it's better for me to just spend it now and be like, okay, like the Omnis that I have right now, I think I've got like 3 available. Yeah, so I got 65. So it's like better for me to just spend them early, and that way I can know like whatever I have is meant for whatever thing that is really calling my name. That's the way I work, at least. From the journey guide perspective, right? Like, I have currently Ahsoka. I just don't think it's gonna be very applicable. I could get Ezra done relatively quick. That's a fast upgrade, I think, for the most part. But obviously, Night Trooper, Captain Enoch, Death Trooper, and I'm guessing we're gonna get at least 1 more new marquee, maybe even 2. And those ones are going to be closer probably to when she's released, therefore not going to be, they're going to try and make, they're going to make that be a pressure farm, right? If you will, the ones that they'll make their money off of. And then last week, Conquest ended as well. Oh, I guess we got to go back into characters here. I got 103 shards. I completely mailed this one in. I just got the gold crate, or the second to last crate. I still will get it, but that means I will have to get the battle pass, unfortunately. But yeah, I had a heck of a week. I was like, you know what? I love the grind a lot of the times, but honestly, it's time for me to just check out and kind of play it smart and avoid the burnout kind of deal. So yeah, there's that. Also, what happened last week, in case you guys didn't know, was that we got Balin's Skulls, kind of portrait screen, whatever you want to call it. And again, this is, the thing is, like, we just got this one, right? Literally just got it. Grand Admiral Thrawn's another easy one. Relic 7, right? He's Relic 6 right now. I think he's a requirement for GL at 6. So for those that have him there, it's just one Relic level up. Right now, it feels like it's hard for me just because of my signal data crunch. But yeah, these are the two that are going to be hard for me, right? Shin just came out. I didn't get her. And then Marox just came out as well, and I didn't get him. Or I'm not planning on getting him, I should say. Just because I guess what I kind of glossed over why we're saving this many crystals is, one, yes, we do have additional drops. I'm not gonna go crazy over those just because, like I said, like the additional things that are gonna come from it aren't like a crazy farm for me. Now, if this was my alt account, I'm gonna go probably a little bit harder. I also have a little bit more crystals because I didn't go for Great Mother there or any of the other stuff. Like, I have a little bit more built up in that crystal hoard. But yeah, the crystals are really important right now, guys. Like, do not put yourself at risk. I don't know exactly when Dengar's ship is coming out, but they don't usually forecast too far out. Now, I will say this. They have been doing this more recently where they are forecasting out a lot further. And so if Dengar's ship doesn't come for another month, great, no problem. But I'm assuming it's going to be a galactic chase. And from my memory, which is very faulty, so I'm sure someone here will remind me if I'm wrong. But from my memory, the galactic chase ships, they come out and they're about 5,000 to 6,000 crystals that you got to have kind of set aside solely for them. And that's the 7-star, the ship right away. And I've told people this a lot. I think that that's a more important farm than even like your Jedi Cal or your Ninth Sister, right? Additional drops. Those guys are additional. Those guys are already accelerated farms. To get the one bonus shard from them, it's not even like double drops or anything like that. It's just one additional shard, and it's just doing stuff that you would have already been doing anyways. Like, that's where I kind of view that as not really a good trade-off. I forget. I think it is punishing one, right? Dengar ship. That seems like it's going to change what is able to beat him. And if I had to guess, it's going to be Kenobi that's going to feel the most pain in this, right? I'm going to guess that Kenobi is going to be priced out of executor counters. I'm going to guess that First Order are now priced out of executive counters. I think that, like, you know, your Leviathans and your Profundities are probably still going to be fine. But when you look back at when they kind of give us these random ships, it does end up being pretty transformative to that fleet, right? If you think about how useless Holdo's ship was, and now I use it pretty much every single GAC just because everyone is placing Malevolence on defense, right? If you think about even Negotiator, he was seeing his way kind of fall out of the meta, and then Marauder came, right? And of course they wanted us to use him with Endurance, but we of course said no thank you. And he made, you know, the executor counter easier. He made killing other ships too. Like he can punch up and has the chance to kill a Leviathan. He has the chance to kill Profundity. So there's a few different things. Like, I think that this is going to give, you know, Executor a nice little boost up. So if you have Executor, this is a really important time and a really important crystal hoard for you to kind of keep in mind, because I think, like I said, it's going to be really important. So yeah, that crystal hoard is important. Another thing that I kind of touched on was Zetas, right? Like, so I've currently topped out on all the new character Zetas. I'm sure there's like old characters that I haven't gotten yet. But we know Ezra's got a few. We know Marok's probably going to have anywhere between 1 to 3. We know Balin's going to have somewhere 1 to 3. We know Ahsoka should have 6. I'm guessing within side of this journey guide, right, we have still 2 more requirements, 8 characters to go, probably actually 7 characters on a ship, but still I'm guessing there's at least 1 more marquee in there, maybe even 2. As we get closer, right, they're going to try and put that pressure on us. And that's going to be, you know, like I said, like another couple Zetas there. So even though I currently have 5 on deck, and I will earn some naturally through, you know, TWs and Fleet Arena and, you know, the daily challenges or whatever. Yeah, it's going to be, I think I'm going to be pretty tight on my Zetas here from here on out, just because of how many characters we're seeing and how many are kind of forecasted out. So yeah, that'll kind of cover us at the very end of this, guys. Let me know what you guys think. What are you guys working on? What's your story? What are your guys' most, your pain points? What's going on with you guys? I love to hear it. Love to see it in the comments, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.